Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Samuel if you're just tuning into my channel, and in today's video I'll be taking you through how I was able to get these three different interview look from one single setup or one single location. So to give you a background story, this is a project which I'm currently working on with some of my friends, and this is a documentary project, and I have to film and interview about 10 people to tell the story. So from this documentary, we're trying to make 3 different videos from this documentary. So I have to interview about 10 to 12 people, and I only have access to one single location. So to spice the whole thing up and not make it boring, I shot the whole 12 interviews with different setup. So I splitted it into 3 groups, and then I was able to get different look for each 3 of the groups. So to start with, I will be showing you how I got this particular look, which is the first one. This kind of established the whole location where the other 2 different setup were taken from. So with me on this project, I have my friend who was handling the second camera, and then I have one of my friend as well who was asking the questions and making sure that we're getting the resources that we need for this documentary. So let me go straight into what we used, the equipment we used on this project. Starting with the camera, we have the Sony FX6 as our A camera with the DZO film 40mm, and then we have the Sony A7S III with, I guess, Samyang 35 to 150 zoom lens as our B cam. In terms of the camera, that was all. But most importantly, the lighting. We have the Aputure 600D, we have the Godox F200 by, and then we have the Amaran T2C, and we also use the SmallRig 120D at a point. So as I'll be going through the 3 different setup, I'll be showing you where we used the lights and how we have used them. So particularly for me, this is my first time of working with the Aputure 600D as for a project and for documentary project, or most importantly an interview setup. At the same time, this is my first time of trying a Booklight setup for an interview. I've been looking forward to a time to try out this setup. I've seen tons of videos about how to Booklight and how to use it, and I personally like the look coming from Booklight setup if you get it well. So I definitely put this into trial and use it for this project, and as you can see from the results, it looks really cool and really amazing. So I'll be breaking down, starting with this particular shot. So this was my friend who I said was in charge of asking the questions and making sure we are getting the right details from the people we are interviewing. So I was just using her as a test model in this scenario to establish the shot and get everything set. So here we have this massive window, which is the main source of light into this environment. At the same time, on this side we have another window which also works well for us, which I've used as a source of emulation for my key light, which is on our face, but I've just taken off. The blind is closed at the moment because I want to control my light and I don't want that light from the window to spill all over the space. So like I said, this was shot on the FX6, and this particular shot was the FX6 with a 40mm lens. That's the Vespid Prime DZO film. And here we have the main lights coming from this side. So what I've done is I've used the Aputure 600D. I'm very bad with this diagram, but I've used the Aputure 600D lighting this way. So I have a reflector on this side. At the same time, I've positioned another reflector on this side. So this reflector is a thick white surface which is bouncing the light back into this other soft reflector. So the inner part of the reflector, and it is a very large one. So this light is now coming here, very soft, and it's just coming straight to the model here. As you can see on the result, is very soft on her face all around her. That little light effect. So what I've tried to do here is to make it look as if my key light is coming from this window, at the same time this back window. So I've positioned the blinds in a way that one side is open, these sides are open, and these sides are closed, to give me a kind of shade to the whole thing. So I kind of have like shadow side, as you know I like coming up with stuff like that, and this is like the light side, and this is the shadow side stroke light, because it's a little bit brighter than this other side, which is the shadow side as well. So that's what I've done, and I've exposed in a way that the background is not blown out. So I've used the ND on the FX6, and my key light is the Aputure 600D, so which is very bright. I can't remember what percentage I was on at this point, because I'm trying to use a book light, and if you don't know, that's like basically shining your light into a white surface and bouncing it back through a diffuser sort of. What I had at that point was two different reflector, and they are all the 5-in-1 kind of reflector. So I've used the white surface as the one that is taking the light in the first place, and is bouncing the light back through the inner part, that soft diffuser. So the light is coming through, and that way the high power of the 600D gives me very, very soft light on the face of the subject. So this part, as you can see here, this little rim of light on her head here, that's the Godox F200 by. So I positioned that right over her head here to give me a bit of separation and look as if this light, if you look at the color, is very close to the color of this blind. So it feels like the light coming through this blind, the little light that is escaping through this blind, is hitting the part of our head here. And basically, in terms of lighting, that's what I've done here in this particular first setup: key light and hair light, and that was all. So after that first setup, I did a couple of people with about 4 people. Then going on to the next set, the same location, the same lighting position, just little tweak here and there. And the first thing I did was to change the background and make it look as if we are in another different location. So luckily for me, these are stuff that you need to have with you, and they are very cheap. They are not as expensive as your camera or your lens, and they can help your production. So I have the Kate background with me, and it has 2 different sides. So this is the first side, the brown shade, and then there is a black blue shade at the back as well. But I'm using this for the second set. So what I have done here is the same setup, the same key light, 600D, Aputure 600D, lighting this white reflector and bouncing it back into the surface of the subject. And as you can see, the light is coming through very soft on her face, very soft. Like, I personally like a feel of light on people's face, but it's not shiny so bright that you can tell, oh, there is a light here. But because this is a whole background kind of setup, there is no motivation to show where the light is coming from. So you can position your light in your key light wherever you want it to be. So for me, I was using this side, and as you can see from the background, this side is obviously more brighter than this side. So the same key light and the same air light as well. So that is the Godox F200 Pi, and that was it. So going to the third setup, what I've done is just to change the sides of the background from the brown shade to this blue black shade. So the same thing, key lights here, and hairlight here. My cameras are FX6 and 40mm reverse speed. This is the 600D and this is the F200 Pi from Godox. And if you notice, there is a little feel of lights all over this side, and that's because I've added this small rig 120D here just down underneath our feet to bounce the light into this background to just create something interesting. And the same setup is the book light I'm using. The Aputure 600D is bouncing the light straight into the wide reflector, and the wide reflector is bouncing it back into a wide diffuser, which I've positioned right very close to the subject. And because the surface is larger, it shows that the light coming through will be large and very soft, so the whole light is bouncing back to the face of the subject. And I personally just love this look in particular. I think I prefer this blue one more than the brown one. I don't know, maybe it's because of the skin color. And well, that's basically all I did. The same light setup, different looks. And if you want something like this, you can obviously pick up the background from Amazon or anywhere. And it has two shades. You can use black, brown. There are like different types of those background on Amazon. You can pick the red one, pick the black one, blue one. Basically, the whole idea of this video is just to tell you that you don't have to limit yourself to one single look. You can get as much as you want from your setup. And if you've learned something on this video, please do help to like, and at the same time you can share with your friends. And if you enjoy my contents, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.